Hey, hey, good morning. How are you? How are you all this great Saturday morning? So, I'm going to try to get some energy pumping, even though it's super cold outside. It's nice and cozy in here, and the sun is shining, so that is great. It's great to see the sun shining, even when it's cold, because it makes you think that it's really not that cold. So, I'm going to jump in today. The topic, and we'll probably have a few weeks of similar content because there really is so much in this topic to kind of pack in there, in discovering diverse paths to financial freedom. And I really want to emphasize that really this is about freedom. And in the world, we use money and finances as a tool to create our own self-defined freedom. So we're going to talk more about that, but before I really jump in, I did want to cover something about the happenings of this week. So uh, if you're not from Kansas City, you may have still heard in the news our big Super Bowl celebration happened on Wednesday, Valentine's Day. Everybody's happy, everybody's celebrating. I'm happy for them. I'm not even a Chiefs fan, but I'm happy for people being happy. And it's great to see people showing love and showing support and getting down there and really having that sea of red downtown Kansas City. It was great to see the community come together around the Chiefs, um, and really celebrate the win of the Super Bowl. And then what happened? So somebody decides to pull out a gun and start shooting. I still don't know why. I haven't looked at the news to find out, was it somebody that was, two people just shooting at each other? Was it somebody, really trying to shoot at the crowd? What was really going on? I don't know, but it really doesn't matter. So I think my purpose in bringing that up today is that I think it sucks that people destroy happiness in that way. What could have been a great day, or what was a great day, is still a great day. So I want to just purposely say, don't let people steal your joy, not even that shooter. So that person doesn't have a right to take away everybody's happiness and what was positive about that day for everybody else. And if you let that in, that is going to steal your happiness, and you're letting them steal your happiness. So try really hard. And I know people are thinking, gosh, you're in mental health and you don't understand, and it was traumatic for so many people, and I know that, but I also know that letting go of trauma and letting go of situations that were out of your control, and trying to reset yourself and your mind so that you can move forward, is best for your mental health. Focusing on the positive is always best for your mental health. When you recreate those situations and think about, oh my gosh, it must have been terrible, those poor families, and you just let that keep being, that keeps recycling and recycling, rather than put it out there, feel it, share the love, share, your compassion with people who went through what they went through, and, then focus on what can be done to move forward, and focus on the positive. Focus on, I don't know, Patrick Mahomes out there bouncing around without a shirt on, with his jacket on. I mean, I saw that video multiple times. And again, I'm not a Chiefs fan, but I was like, oh my gosh, look at this kid just prancing around without his shirt on, out in the parade. meeting people, and everybody was just loving it. So think about that and keep that close, because that's what's important. Those happy moments and those memorable things are what's really important about what went on Wednesday. So I'm going to leave that. I probably could go on and on about that, but I won't. And that could have been like a whole scenario today that I could have just talked and talked and talked. But because I'd already put this out there, we're going to talk about discovering our diverse paths to financial freedom, ultimately freedom. Because again, finances are the tool that we use to find our freedom, which is self-defined. So, you have to find your own way. You have to find what's best for you and how you're going to go about finding that freedom. It's also personally defined. What does freedom look like? If I asked 10 people what freedom looked like to them, it would all be different. Everybody would have a different scenario for what it looked like, and that's okay. When it comes to wealth building, some people may say, I want to be debt free. That's what's important for them. They want to pay down credit cards. They want to feel that relief of not having debt, and being able to have their bills paid on time. And that's where they're at, and that's what they want, and that's what freedom looks like to them. So when that's their freedom goal, that's where we need to help get them. So then then they can take another step if they're ready for that. So other people may be like, I want a certain amount of net worth. One of my goals was I want to be an accredited investor. So, accredited investors are defined by the Federal Securities Division. I don't know what they are, but they define securities, and in order to invest in other people's like syndications and buying apartment buildings and those kinds of things, you have to be an accredited investor. And I see the reason that it's that is the way it is because they don't want people investing money in things that they might lose. Because if you can't afford to lose it, then maybe you shouldn't be investing in it. But again, everything's a risk. So in one hand, I think, yeah, securities, I understand that, but in the other hand, I think, why are we taking away the opportunity for regular, everyday people to build wealth? And why are we keeping it for only the wealthy? Because a accredited investor is a person who has a net worth of, I think, over $1 million. So if you have a net worth of $1 million, you can define yourself as an accredited investor. Or I think they let you take a test too. I should probably go try to take the test and see what it is, but I haven't. So other people, really, this is one of my goals, is I want passive income. That's my financial freedom goal. I want passive income, which means I don't have to go out and do something in order for that money to come in. I call it my mailbox money. And if you see my vision board, which is out there, I've shared it broadly. Mailbox money is one of those things. So mailbox money, my family, my RV living. I really want to live in an RV and go travel around because I really hate traveling. I am really scared to go travel. And so if I have to pack up my stuff, pack up a suitcase, go get on a plane, I will not do it. I would rather just stay at home. But I found that if I have an RV, that becomes my home. So it's my mental mindset. I've found a way to be able to do things that I was scared to do before. So that's just one of my goals, and that's part of my vision, is to get a luxury RV and live in it. So those are personal definitions, personal things that we. Sorry, I'm trying to find the chat to make sure people aren't putting stuff in the chat. I'm not quite sure how to use this chat, so I apologize. But anyways, Uh, so everybody has their own personal definition of what that freedom looks like. And maybe it's in stages. Maybe, they have a long-term goal for financial freedom, but right now it's really about getting past the next day or the next few months. Um, and believe me, I've been there, done that. And I'm still doing that to a certain extent because, let me tell you, when you invest in real estate, your money gets locked in. It's not always passive income. Actually, it's not passive income. I'm still trying to figure out when I'm going to get to the passive income. I mean, I know there are ways to do it. How I've invested just has not been that passive income. It's been going and rehabbing a house, and you get paid from that. Once you rehab it and sell it, you get paid from that. So that is not passive. We had to go and do a whole bunch of work in order for that to happen. That's active. Um, Rentals, people would say, "Oh, go buy a rental. It's passive income." Well, no, not really. There are still things that you have to do. Even if you have great tenants who pay you on time and you don't have any problems with them, you're still going to have to do things like bookkeeping and taking care of your business because being a housing provider, a rental provider is a business. And if you're not operating on it as a business, you are probably not doing it correctly and could get into some troubles there. So back to personal definition of freedom. Find your own way. So I also want to challenge historical thinking around financial freedom because it's evolved. It's evolved significantly um, over time. And, the whole advice of, go and you get a job and you build your retirement through your job and you invest in safe assets. And, there are financial planners out there who can help you decide, where to put your money. And you have this much money in savings and all of those things, those don't work anymore. Why? Because the economy is too volatile for that to work. So why are we continuing to do the same things? I don't know. So, who was it that said, there's a quote that was about, and I can't even quote it now, but it was really about um, getting a different result by doing the same things over and over again, that you will never get a different result if you keep doing the same things over and over again. And that is so true. So you're never going to get the results that you want if you don't kind of step out the box a little bit and learn on your own. So I came into real estate fresh and new. Didn't know really anything about real estate. I owned a house. I'd owned two houses, bought and sold my own personal residence. That was it. Um, I didn't really know anything about taxes other than I paid them. I didn't really know anything about other assets or any type of investments. I didn't really know how to evaluate that. And my perception was I need to, one, let my financial advisor tell me what it is because they're the experts, right? I need to let my tax professional tell me because they are the experts, correct? Well, yes and no, because what I've learned is that I have to be educated myself. And guess what? This is not something that I like to educate myself. I mean, like, you can ask people who know me, like, people start talking about taxes, and my eyes just roll in the back of my head. I'm just like, I can't hear this. It's really hard for me to sit and learn about taxes and tax strategies and anything that has to do with taxes. I'm like, oh, so but what I've learned is that I have to learn for myself. I have to understand some of these concepts so that I can ask the professionals who are supposed to be helping me, I can ask them informed questions. Because if we're not informed and we don't know what questions to ask and we just let them lead us, how do we know we're going down the right path? How do we know? You don't. You don't. So you have to be able to evaluate what it is that they're telling you and not just go along with it because you think that they're the expert and they're the ones that are telling you how to do it. And you should just follow along and you'll be good. Because let me tell you, that's not going to happen. What's going to happen probably is that you're going to end up and you're going to be like, oh, shit, what happened? I don't have enough money. I don't have enough money to retire. Mom doesn't have enough money. What am I going to do now? So let's not, I don't want people to be in that position. And I do think that there are things out there that people need to learn. And that's why I really want to bring that content. And I'm not the expert in that. I am definitely not the expert in that. But I am like all of you. I am like every one of you. Just because I'm in real estate, we flipped some houses, we have a rental, we have a trailer park. Just because we've done some of those things, I'm really still not much different than all of you out there, because I still am not an expert in these things. Financial strategies, retirement strategies, how to go about doing things, how to evaluate, whether it's a good investment or not, where should I put my money, all of those things. I'm not yet good, and I don't have a clear understanding of all of that, but I want to bring people who can help us. And it's really about opening our minds and opening our eyes to opportunities and what's out there. So one of them is, it's called infinite banking, and it's been around forever. And so I had heard about this, I don't know where, but I bought an infinite banking plan, and it's ultimately a whole life insurance policy. And everybody will say, no, that's bad. Some will say it's good. Some will say it's stupid. Some will say it's great. I mean, but I had to evaluate it. I had to read a book. I had to look very seriously at, whether I was going to be able to commit to putting in a big chunk of cash every year into that policy. But for me, it was the right thing to do. And so it may be the right thing for you to do too. But who's told you about it? No one. No one tells people about this. And so that's what I want to bring, is to tell people what is out there and what's already available to you that you may not know about, because they're not telling the average person, hey, go buy a whole life policy because here's what it can do for you. And now I'm not going to go into that because I definitely want to bring some experts in to talk more about that. And it won't be during these live sessions, but I am hosting a group on Facebook, and it is called the Intuitive Wealth Builders, or I'm sorry, I keep saying that, Intuitive Wealth Leaders, because as you know, I'm really all about leadership. And I think that I really want to bring those concepts together and really help people understand leadership as well as wealth building all in one, and be able to promote those things through the group. So if you're not part of the group and you want to be part of the group, reach out to me. I am happy to add you to the group, but it's called Intuitive Wealth Leaders. And that's where we're going to be bringing the content. And I will be sharing out broadly on all of my social media platforms. So that is kind of really focused on freedom being about control. So when we talk about, everybody defines freedom differently. At the end of the day, it's about control. and you having control over yourself, your finances, your job, your savings, your investments, you having control over all of those things, and really control over yourself. That's what leadership's about. I always say that managing myself is the hardest person, or I am the hardest person to lead. Out of all the people that I may have led over time, I am definitely one of the more difficult people for myself to lead. So um, we need to start with leading ourselves. And I am saying lead yourself towards learning for yourself. If you're a reader, find a book. If you like audiobooks, download Audible and find some audiobooks. There are audiobooks on infinite banking. There are audiobooks on investing. There are audiobooks on rentals. So all of the different things. And I had to go look up what a T-bill was because I didn't know. So I'm in these groups and these investors, and some one of the wise ones. He has a lot of rentals, and he talks about looking at the rates for T-bills, and I'm like, what is a T-bill? So I had to go look that up. And so I'm like, why in the world are we not teaching people about all of these things? That these things are available to them. Now, did I run out and buy a T-bill? No, I don't yet totally understand the T-bill, but that's another thing that I want to bring because I think it's important that we all understand what these things are because they might be the right thing for us. They might be the right thing for you, for me. They may not be, but it's worth knowing so that you can make informed decisions. And it's not just one person or a financial advisor saying, oh, here's where you need to put all your money. You have the ability to make those decisions. So I really want to help us move away from like old thinking. While there's a lot of old thinking that's valuable, and I very much appreciate historical insight, I think that in this world, we need to change our thinking. We're at a different time. The economy is different. This world is way different than it was, when I was 25. So why are we telling people who are 25 to live the same way we did when we were 25? It doesn't work. It's not going to work. So, what's different? A 25-year-old today thinks much differently than I did when I was 25. I was taught that I need to go to school, get good grades, go get a job, get some benefits, increase my salary, maybe go into a supervisory position, and just build myself. And that's what I did. But you know what? There's not enough of those jobs in the world anymore. I mean, all the jobs are in fast food and lower end jobs for people. And so that means more people are going to be stuck at those lower end jobs, and there's going to be less opportunity for them to grow in the work world. So, what are they going to do? Well, they're going out and they're learning from Gary Vee and other people and influencers. Hey, I can be an influencer and I can make money on YouTube. Well, I say good for them. There are so many critics and people that like try to tear them down. Oh, these stupid kids, they're not, they don't know what they're doing. And I'm like, wait a minute. I think they're pretty smart. If they're making an income for themselves and they are helping themselves to live without working for someone else, and they can do that, more power to them. Who are you to judge them? Who are you to tell them that they're wrong? I'm not going to tell my kids that they're wrong, even though I think that they're wrong in some ways. Yes, yes. All parents think like that. We all look at our kids and go, oh, crap, they're doing it wrong. But it's their path. It's not mine. I have to deal with that. All I can do is share knowledge, share information, let them absorb it. If they don't take it, fine. That's how we live. That's what we have to deal with. So um, don't let's not keep ourselves locked into old school thinking, and let's be open to learning and sharing about new concepts, and maybe not new concepts, but more broadly sharing concepts and ideas and things that people can do to generate an income, to generate money, to generate financial freedom, to generate wealth, all of those things. Um, because and I don't want to be one of those people that pits one group against another. So I know some people. Actually, I know a lot of people, and that are in the entrepreneurial space, and they think that the worst thing in the world is having a W-2 job. But what if a person loves their W-2 job? Are they bad? Hell no, they're not bad. They love their job. That's fine. That's for them. They can still invest. You don't have to be an entrepreneur to invest in real estate or any other asset. You don't have to be an entrepreneur to build wealth. You can work a job and you can invest and become wealthy as anybody else can. So don't judge people and don't pit people against one another. So everybody is going to see things different. We're going to see things through a different lens. And I think it's important because when I am trying to build people up, I really don't want to be pointing at other people and trying to tear them down in a way to say, oh, be like this person and not like that one. That's ridiculous. Even if I don't agree with that person. You know, I mean, come on. I'm happy for the Chiefs. I'm a Raiders fan, actually. So, yep, let's just put it out there. Raiders fan, always been a Raiders fan, and never been a Chiefs fan. But I'm happy for them. And I don't care about football that much. So, it really doesn't matter because even if I was a football fan, though, I would be saying the same thing. We have to be happy for people and not be jealous and hate people who have the things that we want. What we need to do is we need to learn from them. So if you see the person that has the things that you want, the person that drives the car, or the family that has the right house, or the kids go to the right school, or they have the luxury RV, or they have the real estate investments that you want, and they have a business that you see that is successful, and you want to have that. Well, don't tear them down. Go learn from them. Go meet with them. Have coffee with them. Meet with them for lunch. Learn about them. Learn what they've done. What are their struggles? The other thing is don't always believe what you see on social media. So too often we let ourselves down by assuming that everybody else is successful and that we're not because of what we see on social media. But I can probably guarantee you that everybody out on social media is not doing as well as they're saying that they are. So remember that. Remember the next time everybody's like, oh, I have the best husband, I have the best job, I, flipped this house and it's been great, and I've made all of this money, and they put their checks out there for everybody to see. Well, you don't know what happens behind closed doors. And not everything is rosy because we're humans, all of us, and we all have our ups and downs. There are days where I literally just cry and I can't stop crying. And Jeremy gets so annoyed with me because I can't stop crying because of whatever reason, because I lost that deal. or because this didn't go right, or because I don't know what I'm doing, because we didn't have the income that we needed, um, or the dog's sick, or I want to help more dogs and I can't, and I just whatever it is, and I just can't. And so those are my mental health days, um, where I just kind of let go, and try not to let myself feel guilty about it. Because, when you have lots of stuff to do and lots of stuff going on, don't let yourself feel guilty about taking a little bit of time off. Because sometimes that's just what you need to recharge and to get yourself back to square one and back focused on the things that you need to focus on. So, I am going to leave this with challenging you, if you really want to be free, using financial freedom as the tool, wealth as the tool. Stay engaged, but find some unusual voices. And what I mean by that is find people that are doing things maybe outside of how you've done them and learn from that. Find the things out there that you haven't paid attention to, and make decisions about where you're going based on your own passions and your own needs. Because if you're just following a path, I'm not going to wrap up yet. So if you're just following a path, somebody tells you, I have the path to your wealth, I have a path to your financial freedom, I have the path for whatever, flipping houses, wholesaling, investing in real estate, do this, do that. And they're like, I have the answers. They don't. Nobody has the answers for you but you. And so that is why I love coaching, because it gives me the opportunity to help you on your path. I don't have to know or be an expert in the things that you're expert in to help you along the way. That's what a coach does. A coach finds your strengths and your contributions within you and pulls them out and helps you use them for propelling yourself forward. So I don't have to be a superior wealth builder or have all of that net worth or all the stuff that you think that you want to have. I don't have to have all of that stuff in order to coach you, because my path is probably different than yours anyways. So, it doesn't really matter. You're not going to follow me. You're going to follow your own passions and your own self. So get out there and find those unusual voices and the people who can help you learn about these things that you want to learn about, so that in your future can look the way that it needs to for you and what's appropriate for you. So if you own a business, I would love to have you sign up for my master class. We are going to have a virtual vision and goal setting masterclass on March 16th. You can upgrade to a in-person, and that will be held on March 23rd. So I'm going to try to do them on 2 days. I thought that would be easier than trying to mess with technology and trying to make sure that everybody could participate. But again, it's a vision and goal setting master class for your business. And we will go through, finding your purpose, finding your core values, ultimately, what's your business vision, and then how do you set your goals from that? So I typically use looking backwards goal setting, looking at what your someday goals are. What are those goals that are way out, that you really want to achieve someday? and then start to back those up. Where do you need to be in 5 years if you're going to be set to reach those goals? Where do you need to be in 1 year if you're going to reach those goals? And so I have tools that can help you with that. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to set your vision, help you get to your vision and get to your goals. And then from there, you can start to take action and hopefully keep moving yourselves towards those goals. So I would love to have you at the masterclass. If you don't want the masterclass, I will be putting my workbook out there. So leave me a comment and just tell me that you want the workbook or want the link to the workbook. I haven't decided if I'm going to put it out there for free, or I probably will charge for it since it's going to be part of the masterclass. The people who are in the masterclass are ultimately paying for it. So I will be putting that out there. If you want the link, let me know and I will get that to you as soon as it's ready. It's not quite ready yet, but I will get it to you as soon as it's ready. And I will also love to see you back here every Saturday morning to chat about whatever the topic is. So intuitive wealth leaders, this has been my first focused live on that topic and talking about financial freedom. I will probably have some additional conversation about financial freedom and those diverse paths in the next Saturdays, because I think there's a lot of content, a lot of things that I can still talk about and cover on that path. So join me back every Saturday at 10 a.m. And hopefully I will see you again soon. If you have questions, as always, reach out. Thanks, folks. See you later.